Hi guys, this is Archana Raman, Occupational Therapist from Therapy Services for You. Today I want to discuss solutions to manage restlessness in classroom and home scenarios. First of all, I want to explain to you why you might see restlessness amongst children nowadays. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because once you understand why they're going through restlessness, then you might be a bit more driven to uptake solutions to manage their restlessness, and they might be a better follow through. So the first thing is, in those days, say some 20 to 30 years ago, when we used to go to school, we had more opportunities to go and play in the playground. Our breaks were much longer. We had longer recess periods. So we had about an hour in the afternoon to climb on swings, to roll and tumble around and to play. And we also did not live in apartments and high rises. So that makes a huge difference. We were in parks and we were in open spaces, inverting our heads and getting more time on swings, getting more times on roundabouts, playing with mud and dust, playing with water, and on the whole we were engaging our sense organs much better than children nowadays. So this is important, that children engage their vestibular sense, their auditory senses, their visual, tactile sense, and the joint position sense, for them to be then able to integrate everything and make sense of what's happening in the environment around them. But because children are not getting enough movement nowadays, they are quite restless in the classroom and in home scenarios. I get a lot of moms and teachers telling me that their children are not able to sit for X number of minutes in the classroom. There are some children who are constantly moving around in the classroom, and there are some of them who just cannot sit and complete a piece of, say, construction activity, like playing with Lego bricks, or there are some children who just cannot sit for X number of minutes or even for like 10 or 15 minutes and do their homework. So we are going to discuss a few solutions for that problem today. The first thing I would like you to consider as teachers and as parents of these children who are quite fidgety, moving in their seats, always running about and not able to have enough attention span at what they're doing, is to consider alternate seating. What I mean by that is, traditionally we are given chairs and desks to sit on to do our work. I would like you to consider something like buying a gym ball or a therapy ball for your child and getting the child to sit on the therapy ball. Now, the advantage of doing this is, when the child is sat on a therapy ball, they automatically get to move their bodies when they roll the ball backwards and forwards and sideways. By doing this, what happens is the child then gets the necessary vestibular feedback, and they know where they are in space, and they don't have to leave their seat to then go and take a runabout and come back. So that's solution number one. Number two, you could purchase things like a wobble cushion. So if you look up WOBBLE, wobble cushion, on Amazon or anywhere online, it's a little piece of inflated rubber that's a bit like a pillow, and it's a little cushion that you could carry with you wherever you go. You could go to a birthday party, you might be out in a cafe or in a restaurant where all of you are having a meal and the child is very fidgety and wants to go about for a run. Whereas if you slip this cushion under the child's bottom, the child's then going to get that movement while they're seated, and they don't have to leave their restaurant chair, or they don't have to go running about in the birthday party, and they get that movement wherever they are seated. The third thing I would like you to consider is, do not have very long time periods of work given to a child. So in case you know that a math homework or a play activity is going to take about 30 minutes, break it up into chunks. so that the child is then able to just sit for minimal amounts of time. And they will be having more success at completing the activity when they sit for minimal amounts of time. The fourth thing I want you to consider is giving the child movement breaks. So what do I mean by movement breaks? Let's say your child has to sit for 25 minutes to complete a project, or to complete, say, an English homework or classwork. After about every 10 minutes, incorporate a movement break. So you could have a little card where you could have a picture of someone swinging on a swing or doing a yoga posture, or you could have another card where a child is jumping up and down or hopping or skipping. This could also be printed, it doesn't have to be a picture essentially. And then after about 10 minutes you could pull out this card and show it to the child. The child can then do a movement break, like go around for a run in the playground, or maybe carry books for the teacher, like the class attendance register, from one point to the staff room. Or if it's a home scenario, the child can stand up and do a few animal walks, like a crab walk or a bear walk. By doing all this, the child is going to get the necessary proprioceptive and vestibular feedback. And final point I want to tell you is make the activity really fun and engaging for your child. And these children and their brains and bodies have not been made to take long amounts of sitting periods. When a child is sat for very long amounts of time, they then tend to get into a state where their arousal level is not in the just right state for learning. What I mean by that is they need to have a certain amount of arousal, a state of arousal, to pay attention to the task at hand. It could be a play activity, it could be a classroom activity, it could be even a simple activity such as feeding themselves. If a child is sat for elaborate periods of time, they're not going to have that arousal to be able to pay the attention necessary for the task at hand. I hope you enjoy this video. If you liked our video, give us a like down below and subscribe to our channel. And you could follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Archana Raman OT. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.